Now, speed and agility are super important, right? But at the core of it, what's really important is engagement. I'd like to introduce you to Matt Biespiel. Now, Matt's had some small jobs, like the head of brand at McDonald's. And Matt does a great job getting to the core of why video is so important.
Hello, my name is Matt Biespiel. I'm the founder of a brand marketing consulting firm called MB Brand Consulting. We help marketers with some of their thornier problems with strategic solutions that will help their businesses grow. Before I was a consultant, I spent a career in the corporate world. I was head of advertising at Visa. I was head of brand for McDonald's. I got a war chest of awards over there for doing some award-winning advertising. And so I've learned a little bit about creating videos that are impactful and that motivate people. And if there's one thing that I've learned about video that I'd wanted to share with you is that video is powerful for really one very simple reason. And that is that it creates an emotional connection between an enterprise and their customers. There's no other medium that creates that kind of human emotional connection than video. I thought I'd tell you a little story about how I've used video, in fact, Gather Voices platform to create some compelling video very recently. In addition to being a marketing consultant, I'm also a religious school teacher. I'm going into my third year of teaching fourth graders at my congregation. And when COVID first hit, my kids had been rehearsing for an in-person performance of some prayers that they had been working on. The intent was that they would get up in front of the congregation and sing some of those prayers. And it was going to be very charming. And then COVID hit. And we closed our congregation physically. And we moved into the virtual space. But the congregants still wanted the kids to do their thing. And the thought was, well, we'll just create a Zoom video with the kids. And they will all, 14 of these 10-year-olds would perform their prayers. And it became abundantly clear that Zoom was just not going to work. If you've ever been on a Zoom call and you have more than one person speaking, you can only imagine what it's like to have 14 10-year-olds all trying to sing at one time. So I contacted my friends at Gather Voices and I said, I think your platform would be perfect for this. And so they offered to help. And what we did is we provided the link to Gather Voices platform to the 14 10-year-olds, and they instantly and intuitively knew how to use the platform. I gave them 3 questions to answer, and their answers were just so charming. And we took all of those answers. We found a beautiful piece of music that we put on top. We edited those answers together and shared that with the congregation. I don't know if there were dry eyes or wet eyes in the audience, but I can tell you that the feedback that we got from that video was just remarkable.
To change the world, I would help the poor. It gives me time to reflect on the past week.
What Shabbat means to me is that you can rest and if you are stressed, you can clear your mind.
What Shabbat means to me is to reconnecting with my family and God.
Where I look for God is my prayers and my heart.
And I look for God in Hebrew texts like Kaddish.
I find God when I feel safe, at peace, and with my family at home.
I'm a huge proponent of video, and obviously video is exploding. There are over 1 billion hours a day of video content on YouTube alone. In the world of COVID, we are using video in ways that we had never thought of before. I did a phone call just a few days ago that I thought would, of course, would be a video call. And because we've all become used to this environment of seeing each other and connecting with each other, and video has one of the most important roles to play in keeping people together. In my view, the organizations that learn to master video, the organizations that use video to engage and to create an emotional connection between themselves and their constituents, are going to be the brands and the enterprises and the organizations that win in the future. We live in a world where video is bringing us closer than ever before, and it's an exciting time to be part of it. I appreciate you listening, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of this virtual conference. Thanks a lot.